The island of Bali is renowned as a centre for arts and crafts, and the predominantly Hindu population here is extremely tolerant of paintings like this. But now, local artists like Rediasa are concerned that the new pornography bill will mean even the most benign representations of women can get them into serious trouble. Here's his story in his own words.
Nama saya Rediasa.
My name is Rediasa. I am 29 years old. The human body can never be fully explored. It is constantly evolving. It generates a never-ending flow of ideas. When I paint, I like to capture a woman's sensuality. It is attractive and empowering. I am against the legislation because it restricts an artist's creativity. Women are always made scapegoats, blamed for sexually seducing men. A woman's natural body has no sin. She is born that way. Her sensuality is not wrong. This will allow citizens to take matters into their own hands, to become the new moral police. Painters like me are worried we will get arrested. There are other problems the government should be concerned about. We are concerned the legislation will invade our privacy. Are we not even supposed to think or act upon our ideas? The law is not clear. Who is to say my paintings will sexually arouse the beholder? They are works of art. I don't know if they arouse people. When we find fault with people on such grounds, it creates animosity and disunity among people in our diverse society.
Rediasa, they're expressing the concern of him and many Balinese who are non-Muslims that this bill may in fact impact their way of life and their opportunity to earn here. Mahfouz Siddiq, let me ask you first. This is one of the key problems of this entire bill is Article 1, the definition of what could be taken as pornography is so vague as to suggest that even what Julia is wearing today could be considered offensive by some Muslims and could therefore fall under the auspices of this act. How can you have an act that is so indefinite, that is so broad, without causing problems?
Yes. I think there was a problem in the first definition of the bill, of the article of pornography. But now we are make some correction, and we have some reference from the external bill from the other countries.
So you think the new bill is precise enough not to cause problems?
I think so.
Do you agree?
Yes, I agree.
In the bill, it says that even private citizens can report things that what they consider pornography. I mean, you know, and this could be anything like a woman's cleavage, which is happens to be part of the Indonesian costume. This is the Sundanese outfit from West Java, where I come from, and if no cleavage is showing, well, sorry, it doesn't work.
The criminal law gives a broader definition. Melanggar kesusilaan, indecent materials, and up to now, people use that. Yeah. So if people think something which is indecent, the process will be people go to the police. The police will examine whether this is a just and cause complaint, and then they will go to the court.
You don't have any concern, based simply on this very unscientific sampling of people, you don't have any concern that there are problems and differences of opinion that will arise from this bill?
I don't think so, because in this bill, we are talking about the industry of pornography.
There is a concern about the enforcement of the bill too. I mean, the amount of leeway that's allowed for those who would police this new law.
Yeah, that's a problem. I think many people haven't read it. For instance, there are articles saying that what can people do when they see any pornographic materials distributed in their society. What they can do is that they can complain to the police, that they can go into the court.
But we have already seen Islamic groups taking action themselves, violent action on occasions, taking the law into their own hands. Are you not afraid that that may become the norm?
I think it's different cases. In this bill, we are formulating a regulation of public participation. I mean, if someone or a person in this country, in our society, find that there is a person or a group of person produce porn material and to be sold what we call broadly in our society, they can report to the police.
All right. Let me change tack a little for a second, Julia. It does seem, irrespective of the controversy that's aroused, that there is a certain amount of groundswell of opinion in Indonesia that they want some kind of action against pornography. Is it not right that the government should be responding to what seems to be an underlying feeling of concern about pornography?
I think it's true that the government should respond, but I think the current bill is really still throwing out the baby with the bathwater. What it's doing is legislating against all sexuality and sensuality, and it says now, because of protests from certain regions like Bali and Papua, which have a lot of nudity, and even the gods in Bali are naked.
Let me put Julia's point to you about differing cultures. Now, you said earlier on this offends moral values, but particularly here on Bali, where nudity is part of the culture, where provocative dancing is part of the culture, whose value system are we going to base this on?
Well, the beauty of this act is, first of all, it doesn't regulate anything about how people should dress, how people should activities in their daily life. There is no issue on being naked in the beach or even about this statue.
Mahfuz Siddiq, as far as you're concerned, is this an expression of Islamic morality more than anything else?
Absolutely no. It's about national concern. We are talking about social interest and how to keep the future of young generation.
But as I say, here in Bali, semi-naked women are part of the culture and have been for centuries. How can you then bring that into a morality that they don't understand?
Well, it's the problem. Some people see that this bill is about the issue of value, of religious value. And some people will say that it's the agenda of Islamic group, Islamic parties in Indonesia. It's very, very wrong. It is about social interest of our country.
At what point will the government actually decide to undertake some kind of scientific study to discover whether the pornography situation here is actually socially damaging? Because everything that's been said in this debate here and elsewhere has relied on hearsay.
Well, there are so many research had been done. I mean, not only Indonesia. I'm a student of pornography. I make research on pornography.
We'll take that in the best possible way. We're nearly finished. A final thought from you.
Well, I would say that it is a weapon of mass distraction. It's really distracting us from the real pressing issues that the leaders and we all, as collectively as a nation, should be dealing with.
For a final comment from you, is this bill going to solve the problems that you see?
I think it will give us the legal basic to fight against the pornography industry in Indonesia.
And there we will leave it. Thank you all very much indeed for talking to us today. And that's it from this edition of 101 East from Bali. Join us again next time. Bye-bye.